in a way, it's kind of hard to prioritize things because what happens when you have a test the next day and you're like, okay, I got to be studying all day, but also at the same time you're like, okay, I also have to be filming this YouTube video, editing this YouTube video. It comes down to a lot of prioritizing and time management to get all those things, done, because when you're in school, in a way, it's like a full-time job too, because it's like you don't just go to classes, you also have homework to do after that too. Me and my roommate will be sitting there just doing homework all night, and like I said, it's difficult, but there's a lot of ideas and things that I have. The biggest kind of reason I got into lifting. So it started off because of football initially. A lot of that came from the fact that our football team we were not good at all. We had lost 40 games in a row or something like that, something incredible. It was the longest losing streak in the state of Ohio, and I kind of felt it as my responsibility, my duty to help my football team. When I was in 7th grade, I knew one of the seniors on the football team, and what he said was he had wished he would have started lifting and training earlier, because all these other teams, they had some big football players and stuff. They've been lifting, strength training for a while and stuff. And so I was kind of thinking to myself, I was what can I do right now that I can kind of separate myself, put myself ahead? But at the time, I was 14 years old, and no one's lifting at that time. So I was that's what I'm gonna do to kind of become stronger, become bigger.
Ryan is a sweetie pie. Ryan has always been athletic. He's always been smart. He was reading by the time he was 3.
He was always trying to keep up with his older brother.
His older brother used to always pick on him when he was, 2 and 3, because Ryan was 1. So finally, when Ryan was 18 months, Ryan took Steven down, and we all applauded because we were thrilled that finally the little brother got the big brother. Now the little brother is much bigger than the big brother. They were always very, very good together. Good brothers.
I was, started 136 pounds. I was never a small kid by any means. I always had a good solid base. Starting off, I had the biceps and the shoulders and stuff, but I was a skinny kid generally. So I started, just started watching tons of YouTube videos every day after school. I'd be watching informative videos, nutrition, fitness, any kinds of tips that you could even think of, and started formulating all these things and using them to help me in the gym. And I started building up this home gym that I'm in right now. I got a whole dumbbell rack that literally one of my football coaches from 8th grade, he sold me all these dumbbells. I got this whole squat rack. I just got a new bar. I got tons of weights. I got a machine. Just made it kind of a really nice gym that I could come and any time of the day I could lift in. And that was kind of my time to make myself better, make myself stand out, separate myself from everyone else. By the time I was literally a freshman in high school, I was 150 pounds. And then by the time I was a sophomore, I was ready to play, varsity. I was ready to, hit people hard. Realistically, I wanted to be big and strong. So I was 178 pounds going into sophomore year. And then before junior year, I was 198 pounds playing quarterback. Senior year, I was 210 pounds. So it was good, solid progression. And I really kind of fell in love with that. Just pushing my weight up, pushing my strength up. Football, although I really, really liked it, it wasn't my true passion. I couldn't see myself doing that for a whole nother 4 years, dedicating absolutely everything to that. So I decided to just really pursue this whole fitness thing a little bit more. What's going on? It is currently 7 a.m. Just woke up. I'm about to get myself some breakfast right now. We're just getting a back and bicep workout in this morning because we have the baseball senior night and we have prom later tonight. Like I said, I've been watching YouTube channels and these videos on everything fitness for a year and a half, and I was why can't I do this? I'm pretty knowledgeable about the entire fitness industry and all this stuff. So I would post a video like every 3 to 4 months or something like that. All of a sudden I had this video that hit like 100,000 views. It was just like, it was literally me just benching 225 like 4 times or something like that as a 16-year-old. Nothing like crazy by any means. And it kind of gave me like that proof that like, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can, you know, push this a little bit further if I actually like, you know, focus on it. So I'm currently a student at Ohio State, and so I'm living in the dorms. I'm a second-year student, so I'll wake up in the morning, make myself, you know, my oatmeal, check some emails. Basically, don't have access to like a full kitchen or anything. I only have a microwave, a fridge, and a freezer in my room, and then other than that, I have a dining plan. So for the dining plan, we have like multiple dining halls throughout the campus. It's honestly super convenient because we have the dining halls right there. I have literally 2 gyms right next door to me, and then, you know, I'll have my classes for the day. You know, like 2 to 3 classes each day. I'm also taking an online class. I'm also doing some online training stuff now, so just trying to help people out with that aspect as well. And then usually we'll get all the guys together. We have like a big group of, you know, guys who go up to the gym, and a lot of us are in the powerlifting club. So I just joined the Ohio State Powerlifting Club this year. We'll go train for a while. Everyone will go. We'll get some food at the dining halls after and stuff. And then other than that, I'll make up some meals in the dorm and stuff too. Get some chicken, get some rice, all cooked in the microwave, of course. I think the hardest part about everything that I'm doing right now is the fact that, yes, everything takes up a lot of time. There's only a certain amount of time in the day. There's a lot of like mental battles going on. Sometimes I'm like, man, would I have felt better at the gym today if I got 2 more hours of sleep? Maybe, but would I have been able to finish that homework that I needed to do for that day as well? You know, it's hard to fit everything in. It honestly is, and that's what makes it kind of like a fun challenge though, is that like you're not just, you know, sitting around kind of, you know, wasting time. You have to figure out how to fit all those things in.
I'm proud of the path he's going down. I don't know what's going to end up with it, but I think it's going to be good for him.
He's got a real good head on his shoulders.
I think I'm proud of the fact that he's influencing people. You know, when people write letters to him and DMs, and I see them in the comments, the stories behind people that are getting something out of him. I love that. I just love that he's encouraging these youngsters who are younger than him, and even people his own age and older than him, to do something different or change their path. A lot of it's not even just fitness, it's just a change in their life. I'd love to hear those stories, and I think it's great.
I would just say, like, if there's something that you really want to do, and you're waiting on doing that, you're waiting on starting that, start it and buy into it, and just work towards that every day. Don't think about, okay, where are the results coming, where's the results showing? Buy into that for an amount of time. Believe in what you're doing. If you don't believe in that end goal, like, how are you supposed to put in the work to get there? Believe in what you're doing, buy into what you're doing, work towards it for a certain amount of time, don't look back. You'll be very surprised with where you end up. My name is Ryan Dengler, and I'm an Alphalete athlete.